Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Aiman Fikrie Shafie. My check number is BE40301. So for today, our group, which is the A2.1, will present about the chapter 9, Earth leakage relay test. So for this video, we will present about the question given in the instruction and present it in the PowerPoint. So for the question number 1, which is the function of the Earth leakage relay ELR, where we can refer it to the figure number 5 here. What is the current and time setting? What is the real time leakage indicator? So as we know that ELR is a protection device that commonly used in low voltage circuit. This ELR can detect earth leakage in the system, and it will trip the circuit breaker if the earth leakage value is exceed the preset value that we set. Okay, and the other function of the ELR, it can protect human from getting electrical shock, and it also can prevent fire from damaging the system, and also can prevent fire from hurting the human. So the current setting for this ELR, which is from 0.03 until 3 ampere. So for the time setting is from 0 second until 0.5 second, 0 second until 0.5 second. And the real time leakage indicator is in range between 5%, which you can see here, 15%, 30%, 45%, 60%, and 75%. Question, which is the connection of the earth leakage relay to zero current transformer, bus bar, and MCCB, which we can refer to figure 6. So as we can see here, this is a figure 6. We have ELR here, ZCT here, MCCB here, and also the bus bar. So as we can see here, we have consist of 6 pin here that connected to this several component. So pin number 1 and pin number 2 will connected to the zero current transformer. Pin number 7 will connected to the neutral link phase bus bar, and pin number 9 will connected to the red phase bus bar, and pin number 12, which is the contact, will connected to in parallel with the pin number 9 and straightly connected to the red phase bus bar. And last but not least, pin number 10 here will connected to the shunt strip here before it connected to the MCCB.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Abdul Azim bin Muhamad Fauzi, and my metric card number is DE190145. So today I will explain for question 3, 4, and 5. So for question 3, the question is the function of ZCT, bus bar, and MCCB in the ELR test circuit. So the first one is ZCT. ZCT, or known as the zero current transformer, is a ring type of current transformer that connected to the center of the three-phase cable system, which consists of red, yellow, blue, and neutral line. So ZCT are used to measure the current in the circuit and act as a protection system. The function of ZCT is to step down the current until it reaches a safe level of current for it to connect to the relay. The function of ZCT in the circuit is to act as a sensor for it to indicate any abnormality of the current at the bus bar, and it will command to the ELR for it to trip the circuit through the MCCB. The next one is the bus bar. The function of the bus bar is to distribute and transmit power in the circuit. And the bus bar carry a large amount of current to distribute in the circuit, and the bus bar is the main distribution point for every feeder. If any fault happen at the bus bar, there will be a sudden spike of current, and it will affect the feeder. The next one is the MCCB. MCCB, or known as the molded case circuit breaker. MCCB is a protection device that protect the circuit from any excessive current, and the MCCB function. The function of MCCB is to trip the circuit if any fault happen. The tripping process start when if there is any excessive current that flow through the MCCB, the contact will open and it will trip the circuit. Same goes to the ELR test. If any excessive current flow through the MCCB, the MCCB will open the contact and it will trip the circuit. The next one is for question 4, which is the function of each pin or point in ELR. So there are 6 pin, which is pin 1, 2, 7, 9, 10, and 12. So for pin 1 is the terminal connected to the secondary transformer S100 of the zero current transformer and act as a sensor. So for pin 2 is the terminal connected to S200 of the zero current transformer and act as a sensor. And for pin 7 is the negative terminal for auxiliary power from bus bar to operate the ELR. So for pin 9 is a positive terminal for auxiliary power from bus bar to operate the ELR. For pin 10 is the terminal for common, which is COM, that connected to the shunt trip as an extra protection. And the last pin is pin 12 is the terminal for normally open NO, then on when the current exceeds from the set value in ELR. Okay, for question 5 is the function of secondary injection test set by using this Mega SAIT S100, as you can see at the right side here. So the function of the secondary injection test set by using this Mega is to verify the correct operation of the protection scheme from the relay input terminal is functioning correctly with the settings specified. And then the other function is to measure the timing for the breaker to trip after the test set inject a ratio of the fault rated current in the circuit. Therefore, this will help to indicate whether the circuit is in a good condition. That's all from me. Thank you.
The next question, the connection of the secondary injection test set to the ELR, where we can refer to figure 8, we need to determine where is pin number 1 until 12 of the ELR in this figure. So this is figure number 8. So for this figure, we want to know the connection connection of the pin between these two components, which is the ELR and secondary current injection test set. So as we can see here, pin number 7 and pin number 9 are connected to the power supply or input source, which is the 240 VSC. Pin number 12 and pin number 10, which is the trip contact, will connected to the timer and stop of the secondary current injection test set. So last but not least, pin number 1 and pin number 2 will connected to the input of the secondary current injection test set. Thank you. That's all for my part.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mustaqim and I will continue the presentation. Okay, for the method to perform the earth leakage relay test using the secondary injection test for checking the minimum current setting. First, test on the earth leakage relay protection relay is carried out using the secondary current injection test set with the wiring connections. Alternatively, a single phase primary current can be injected into one of the primary conductors to induce a secondary current on the ZCT. Ensure that the primary circuit of CTs is de-energized before conducting the test. Supply the ELR with external 240 volt source. Set up the secondary current injection test set at 0 to 10 ampere and 0 to 240 volt AC operation. Check and record all particulars of relays under test and its operational settings and tabulate them in the table record. Increase the output current of the test set gradually until the ELR element pickups. Record the pickups current reading IO and tabulate them in the table record. Switch off the secondary current injection test set. That's all for method to perform the ELR test using the secondary injection test for checking the minimum current setting. Next method to perform the ELR test using the secondary injection test for checking the operating time. Okay, first connect a relay trip contact to secondary current injection test set timer terminals. Switch on the secondary current injection test set and set the output current to 2 times current output and 3 times current output tripping current setting. Switch off the test set with control knobs remaining in the set position. Switch the secondary current injection test to the test position to inject the set current and start the timer at the same time. Next, after the relay trip contacts are operated, record the relay operating time in the table record. Finally, disconnect all wiring between test set and relay and ensure all connection to the relay are returned to the normal operational conditions. Switch off the test set. That's all from us. Thank you.